Hello and welcome to Project Forward, the podcast that navigates the future of work. I'm Alex. And I'm Ben. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that is really shaking up the project management world. The massive overhaul of the PMP exam, set for July 2026. And we need to state this up front.
Yeah?
If you're a project manager thinking this is just a minor update, you might want to listen closely. Pretending this is business as usual is a recipe for a very unpleasant surprise. That's the perfect way to put it, Alex. PMI is making a massive pivot. The core of this change isn't just, new buzzwords. Right. It's a fundamental shift in what it means to be a project leader, and the big story is the redistribution of the exam domains. Right, so the three domains, people, process, and business environment, they're still there, but the weighting is what's causing all the talk. Exactly. The business environment domain, which used to be a mere 8% of your score, is being catapulted to 26%. Wow, that's the revolution. And to make room, process drops to 41% and people to 33%. PMI is basically screaming that knowing how to manage tasks isn't enough anymore. Okay, you have to understand why your project matters to the business. This really sounds like a move from project management to project leadership, and that's reflected in the new content, right? I'm seeing stuff like AI and sustainability being explicitly named. It is, but crucially, it's about the practical application. The exam won't ask you to, code an AI model. It'll ask, how do you use AI-driven forecasts to make a better schedule decision? Sustainability isn't some moral lecture.
Okay.
It's the triple bottom line, people, planet, profit, as a hard-nosed value criterion. The whole philosophy is shifting from, was the scope delivered, to did we achieve the intended business outcome? Which means rote memorization is officially dead. This shift in philosophy has to be changing the exam experience itself. Oh, completely. It's becoming far more interactive, way closer to real work. I'd compare it to the difference between a written driving theory test
Okay.
and a full-scale flight simulator. You'll face multi-question case studies where one scenario leads to several linked questions. You'll have drag-and-drop items to rank priorities. Yeah, you'll have hotspot questions where you have to click the point of highest risk on a burn-down chart. Impressive. That sounds challenging, but also much more engaging. However, there's one logistical change that just sounds purely punishing. The breaks. It's the hidden challenge everyone is underestimating. So the exam is now 185 questions in 240 minutes with 2 breaks. Right, but those breaks have been cut in half from 10 minutes down to just 5. 5 minutes. I mean, I'd call that a Formula One pit stop. There's no time for a mental reset or to review your notes. You're just changing tires and getting right back on the track. It turns the exam into a mental marathon. Your stamina, your hydration strategy, your ability to stay sharp for 4 hours of continuous pressure. Wow, these are now factors that can actually cost you points, even if you know the material cold. So this brings us to the million-dollar question for anyone planning their PMP journey. Is the smart move to race and pass the current exam before that June 2026 cutoff, or to strategically prepare for this new, more demanding test? Let's give the no sugarcoating answer. You should test before July 2026 if you've already built study momentum, you're comfortable with the current situational questions, and you prefer the, let's say, relative comfort of 10-minute breaks. If you have the momentum now, use it. And the case for waiting? You should aim for the new exam from July 2026 if you don't have immediate time pressure. Right. And more importantly, you are genuinely excited to grow into that strategic role. If you see this as a chance to master what organizations really need right now, value delivery, governance, AI literacy, you should align your preparation with the new PMI resources that launch in April 2026. But, and this is a big but, don't wait because you think it will get easier. It won't. It'll just be different. And a final word of caution on that pilot exam in January 2026. The discount is tempting. It is. But the waiting time for your results, anywhere from 2 to 6 months, is a deal breaker for most professionals. For, I'd say 95% of candidates, our advice is to skip the pilot. Absolutely. So the PMP isn't just getting an update, it's getting an upgrade. It's becoming a more rigorous, more relevant credential that really tests the strategic judgment modern project leaders need. Which brings us to our final thought for you, our listeners. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. Regardless of when you plan to take the exam, what is the one thing you can do tomorrow in your current project to shift your own focus from simply delivering scope to actively driving business